broke the cork off.
Oh, that's puke. Ugh.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'm just sensing some umami on this. Because, ooh, mama, that's good. I still haven't found my first Blanton's. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's 7 o'clock and it's time to get underway. Nashville Barrel Company is what we're going to hit tonight. But first, I got to tell you some big news that is happening in Ohio. Middle West Spirits has purchased Old Elk. Now, you know I love my Old Elk, right? We just did one like a couple of weeks ago. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Not everything. The Armagnac is okay. The sherry's okay. But they're weeded. They're rum cask. They're regular straight. Really, really, really good. And well, Middle West Spirits is a Columbus, Ohio distillery. I think a couple different locations. They've been very aggressive ever since they got started, and now they're growing, and now they have purchased the Colorado company, Old Elk. I have a little bit here. This comes from the Bourbon and Rye Club. I'm not going to read much of it. While the specifics surrounding the agreement aren't currently available to the public, they are expected to be announced sometime in the week. It is believed that the deal has been finalized, allegedly wrapping up on a Friday or even a couple of Fridays ago. A month or so ago, a significant number of sales staff at Old Elk Distillery were unexpectedly, for them, let go. Sadly, this situation has been fairly common throughout the spirits industry at large over the last 18 months as we our transition from the COVID craze to a little bit more normalcy. Furthermore, it is likely to continue evolving as more brands opt to replace their in-house sales teams with external marketing companies as they engage in comprehensive cost control measures to appease their shareholders while strategically positioning themselves for a convoluted and oftentimes perplexing discussion about their approach to ensuring readiness for the future, like AKA gobbledygook. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as I was reading that. It's like technobabble, gobbledygook. So basically, I'm not going to go through not much of this because it doesn't matter. Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio has purchased Old Elk, and it's both a time of celebration because I love both of those brands. It's also a time of consternation because I hope they don't muck with it much. But then again, what can they do with Old Elk? What can they do in expanding that into whatever's coming next? It could be very cool. Middle West has got a really, they do a 4-grain, they do a pumpernickel rye, which I've had. We've reviewed it here. It's really a magnificent pour. Maumee Valley Whiskey Society had their own pick of the pumpernickel rye, and it was just amazing. Just very, 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 very good. They have their own. It's a lower proof than the special pick that I had, but goodness gracious, good stuff. The other thing I wanted to mention real quick, today is Peace Officers Memorial Day. We back the blue here, and I just want to give my sincere appreciation for those who have fallen in the line of duty, those first responders and their families. Thank you for serving. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for doing what you did. Because this is, again, Peace Officers Memorial Day. This isn't looking at those who are in the service, public service now, to serve and protect you and me. So for those of you who serve, thank you. For those of you who served and are no longer with us, thank you. All right, let's move into this. Nashville Barrel Company. This one is 60.11% alcohol by volume, which means it's 120.22 proof. This is an OHLQ release, I think. It is not an OHLQ release. I done see that in OR. Oops, I was wrong. All right, so you might be able to pick this one up. This is a 7-year. It's a straight bourbon whiskey, cask strength. It's a small batch. This one actually doesn't say single barrel either. So my research is completely kaput. Yeah, okay. Small batch, so yeah. All right, so let me at least tell you what I know about it, which isn't a lot. Nashville Barrel Company. This is the single barrel is one that they like to sell and give to private label. Almost everything that they use is MGP. They do source from other distilleries as well, and then they bring it all in-house, and then they blend it, and they cask it, and they rest it there, and then they bottle it there. It's essentially a bottling company, the Nashville Barrel Company. It's essentially what it is. Founded in 2018. Mike Hines and James Davenport are the co-founders, with Davenport, who, by the way, is a 5-year Navy vet. He's kind of the main driver of the company. I'm not diminishing Mike Hines, or for that matter, the young lady that is their marketing person, but if you look at the website, Davenport does a lot of the heavy lifting. One of their single barrels was a Fred Minnick Top 4 pick in 2023. Really interesting, considering the type of company that NBC is, in that they aggregate, right? They go to MGP and other distilleries, they bring in the juice, and then rest it there in their own barrels. So it's just interesting. It's not unusual, but just interesting that Fred Minnick would look at something that is a non-distilling producer and make that a top 4. Just interesting. Okay, so hey, let's give this a try, shall we? All right. Nashville Barrel Company, 7-year. I have no idea the mash bill. I have no idea how many different things go into this. I couldn't find any of that information. This is going to be one of those. It's like a Kentucky Owl type of situation where you have no idea what's in it. Hopefully someday we'll know what's in it, but for now, no. It's a secret. All right, so let's give it the nose. Nice nose. The nose. I should know better. I just shouldn't do that at all. Really nice cinnamons and caramels. Caramel if you have a degree. Boy, there's a sweet side to it too. Brown sugar. I'm not really catching much of a vanilla note, so we're not going to be going down that direction. I am getting a lemon peel, a citrus. I think it's lemon. It's really hidden back there. The cinnamons and the caramels are just right out in front. Again, this is 120 some proof. This is going to be a warm one. So let's waste no more time, shall we? I forgot to hit record on my camera. Oops. I think I'll do that. I'll at least be able to salvage half of it. All right, down the hatch. Cheers. Very slow bloom. I'm sitting here thinking, you're 120 proof, where is it? Come on. Hello? Anybody home? And then it's like somebody opened the drapes and went, hello. And the bloom started to happen. And it was very nice. Finish is more earthy and more twiggy, oaky. Oak is not something I got on the nose. Yeah, no. Not at all. Alright. Getting back into it here. Now that I've got a little bit going on, we'll maybe pull some notes. Nice viscosity. Very nice buttery mouthfeel. A little on the thick side, which I don't mind that. It's the difference between silky and buttery. I'm going buttery. Again, that bloom is starting to show up now that I've had it on the palate. Now it's opening the window a little bit quicker. That first sip is, hello, come on. Not pulling a lot of notes off of that because I was paying attention to the mouthfeel and the bloom and all those things. So let me see if I can pull some flavor notes off of it. I can tell you the finish, like I said, it just reminds me of the woods. That oak is there, very earthy. For lack of a better, there's some tobacco notes. It tends to be like brush, twigs and branches, and that's the impression I'm getting off of it. It's not a sweet finish at all. Earthy. Those tobacco notes are strong. I'm not getting any of the hints of the citrus on the finish at all. So let's go back to the palate. Where there's no oak on the nose, it's all on the palate. And that's not a bad thing. It's just hiding some other things. Right after it goes down the gullet, I'm getting a little black cherry. Brown sugar notes are still there, but they're very sedate. I'm hoping that when I put this on water, which is next, that I'm going to get more out of it, because right now what I'm getting is heat. And I'm not getting an astringency or anything like that. I'm just getting heat. And it's not even amount of heat that I can't handle. It's just like, okay, where's the flavor versus the heat? And I'm not getting a lot of that. It's a fine pour in that it just doesn't have flavor. And I'm hoping that when I open it up, I'll get some. We'll see. So we'll just put a few drops in here. I'll do 3. Come on. Next Monday, crunch. My fingers don't do that anymore. I'd love to. Anyway, next Monday I go to get my executive bourbon steward certification. So I'll be gone all day on Monday the 19th, and I'll be learning all about that next level of that sensory experience, and learning more about the process of what it's like to make whiskey and to form mash bills and what aging means, and again, the sensory experience. And I need to spend some time this weekend going back and reviewing all the materials that I went through to become a bourbon steward, so I'm not behind the 8 ball and becoming an executive bourbon steward. So you forget that stuff. It's been, 3 years ago? No, 4 years ago now that I did that. So it's just been a little while, and I need to go back and refresh myself before I go down and embarrass myself in front of a bunch of other people. All right, so we put 3 drops of water on this. Let's see what happens. Shall we? That helped that a lot. First thing I got was honey. Really, really nice honey. As a matter of fact, that's a huge note. That oak is still there. I think there's some black cherry on it. I'm not going to tell you it's not a good bottle. It is. It kind of hits, when you want a hotter whiskey and you don't want to water it down much. You're looking for just something different. This is good. I don't know that I would make this my top 4 out of 100, Now, this isn't the same bottle that Fred Minnick drank in 2023 that turned it into a top 4, but and this was definitely hotter than the one that Fred Minnick drank, but I'm having trouble finding enough notes for me to go, oh wow, yeah, this is so good. You know, it's just kind of sitting below the heat. But that dram there with water on it sure did make a difference. I got a little honey, black cherry. Let's see what else we can find. The vanilla popped out. Yeah, much better. Much better on water. Fresh crack. It'll calm down. It'll settle down. It'll be something that is more drinkable. I'll give it, I don't know, a couple of months and see what happens to it. But right now, I like the honey note. The honey note really is attractive to me. But you know that about me. I just really like the honey note. All right, one more, and then we'll pour some over ice. That's fine. Did you see that? Look at that. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Isn't it beautiful? So elegant. Gorgeous ice shower. All right, I'm not going to go crazy with this. It's the only bottle I've got. I just want to cool it down and see what happens to it. Putting the cork back on. I will tell you, that's warm. My mouth, I'm numb in here. I've got it on, that burn is still happening on my tongue. It's got a very long finish. Very long finish. On water, that finish isn't near as woodsy. That oak is still there, but it's not as present as other flavors, such as that black cherry. That seems to be hanging on. The caramel seems to be holding on. With a little water, this is a pretty tasty pour. Let's see what happens when we... Spencer's watching. Hey, Spencer. How are you? We're rocketing right through this, buddy. We're supposed to get some pretty nasty storms tonight. Could be hail and tornadoes and all sorts of stuff. So I just want to get it over with so we can maybe we can batten down the hatches and prepare for what could be lights out for a while. We'll see. And Bill's watching. Hey, Bill. How are you, sir? Glad you're with us. I just told Spencer we're almost done. We're going to have a big storm, I think, tonight. They keep talking about it. After 10 o'clock tonight, could be really icky. So, because you just got here, let me just tell you some of the news you may have already heard. But Middle West Spirits out of Columbus bought Old Elk. Right? We just reviewed Old Elk like a week or two ago. I think it's, I don't know, a week or two, whatever it was. And so yeah, that's massive. That's a Columbus, Ohio company that purchased this Colorado company, Old Elk, that is well established. It's got some expensive bottles, and some of them are really some of the best. Like for instance, the wheated bourbon, one of the best out there, to me. Really like their wheated bourbon. Very, very, very good. And of course the rum cask, and they've got some other ones as well that are good, just not as good to my palate. That's part of the news. The other news is it's Peace Officers Memorial Day, so we take a moment to remember those who protect and serve and didn't go home to their families. So it's an important day of remembrance today, Peace Officers Memorial Day. Now we're doing a little bit of ice on this Nashville Barrel Company. Again, it's all sourced, comes from different distilleries, but mainly MGP. Bring it home, put it in their own barrels, let it age, do a little blending, things like that. Then they put it in the barrels and age it. This is a 7-year, it's a small batch. Right off the neck, it was just okay. Add a little water and some flavor started to peek out. Now we're going to try it with ice. About the same as with the water. there's some stuff going on there. I'm getting that caramel. That honey is still there. Black cherry, oak. Really took a lot of the burn out of it, which I like the burn. There's a raisin note, very light. The tobacco note on the end is more sedate on ice and on water. It was much bigger note, neat. Yeah, I'm not getting any hint now on water or on ice with that woodsy note that I had before when it was neat. All that's gone. It's been taken over by that hint of vanilla, just a little, and the cinnamon and the brown sugar and the caramel. Yeah, it's not a favorite. It's okay. It's good. If you're looking for something a little bit on the punchy side, this is 120 proof. It's a 7-year small batch from Nashville Barrel Company. Not bad. Not bad. I'm not in love with it, but I'm glad I tried it. I know some people are doing special picks of this, and again, that's what this company is about. Is their picks. They do single barrels, and these single barrels have become very popular throughout the U.S. I want to say the Maumee Valley Whiskey Society, we talked about them earlier. I think they did a Nashville barrel pick of a single barrel, and they're really good at picking. OHLQ is good at picking. They had a number of barrels out earlier this year. So, or maybe it was late last year. I don't remember now. I think it was earlier this year. But this is not that. This is just the regular 7-year, and it's good. It's not great. It's not overly complex. It doesn't have a lot of different nuances to it, like I really like when I find that. It's okay. It's good. You know, it holds up nice on ice, so it'd be all right in a cocktail. It's a decent sipper after you add a little water, really. Now we'll see what happens in a couple of months after it's set, and then we'll come back to it and see what we think. All right, so next week, I got 3 to choose from. Only 2 are sitting here, so I got 2 to choose from. Who else we got? Justin's watching. Hey, Justin. How you doing, man? All right, so next week we're going to do this one. This is the Penelope. People are talking about Penelope, and they do it all the time. This is a straight bourbon whiskey. This is a 4-grain. This is the exact opposite of this. This being 120 proof, this being 80 proof. I didn't even know Penelope made an 80 proof. That's really disappointing. All right, so 4-grain taste, corn, rye, wheat, malted barley. It says first steps is what they call this, non-chill filtered. Well, I might like that. Aged a minimum of 26 months in charred new American oak barrels. Ahoy, ahoy, sir. Yeah, I was excited about this, and now I don't think that I am. That's not fair. I've never had this. It's not fair for me to be pooping on this when I haven't ever had it, but going from 120, I thought this was higher. I thought this was like a barrel proof, and it isn't. Why did I even buy this? I don't know. We're going to try it next week anyway. It's the Penelope Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 80 proof, 4-grain. Okay. Okay. We'll see. I give it a shot. All right. So if you, again, are a peace officer, thank you for your service, and to those who have fallen, to your families, thank you for their service. And then, of course, the big news, Old Elk being purchased by Middle West Spirits. That's huge. That's huge. 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 Huge, if you really want to get that way about it. All right, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. 80 proof. To somebody, they're going to taste this and go, that's not going to be me. but somebody will have issues with it. I had a friend of mine that tried, it was the Peach Crown Royal, which is what, 70 proof? And he's like, whew. I said, are you serious? I forget that there are people who just don't. And I have to be nice. We'll try it. We'll try it next week. All right. We will see you later. Thank you so much for being with us. We got Bill and Justin and Spencer. Thank you for hanging out. We will see you, I think, next Thursday. And by next Thursday, I'm going to be an executive level bourbon steward. And we will see you then.